My brother, we are the kings of Babylon. We are in the future, man. What is you doing? You're in the future. The time is now, dude. You can't see me. Your time is up. My time is now. It's all of our time, bro. Every day is Judgment Day. There ain't no day off of Judgment Day. How many days you really got, huh? Start counting. It's gonna change your mindset if you start counting, brother. How many days in a bad mindset? How many days mind fog, cloudy? How many days doing the same exact thing and expecting a different result? How much time spent mentally needing to distract yourself from things that you should be writing about the things that scare you, bro. You should write it down on a piece of paper and then you should eat that piece of paper. This ain't a joke out here. Because we can all be kings of our own world. But you gotta change the rules, man. Don't follow their rules. Do not follow the rules that you see in the physical universe, bro. You gotta follow your own rules of your own reality in your own universe. Stop thinking that you're just a pawn and a piece in their game. And stop looking at the other pieces in the game thinking that you're supposed to be one of them pawns, that you're supposed to be like them, like something that they have is so mystical and magical and special. We can all have what we want to have. No, that's actually part of it is no. We're talking about raising your level of consciousness here. I'm not talking about anything in the physical reality. Um, part of having everything you've always wanted is accepting that you're not gonna ever have everything that you always wanted. It's never gonna happen. If you run your life towards a mindset of, okay, one day I'm going to be at this thing, and one day I'm going to this, and one day I'm going to have all of this, and it's going to be so great. Brother, you can't set yourself up, or ladies, brothers and ladies, brothers and sisters, we can't be setting ourselves up for that kind of catastrophe because life is going to play with you. Okay, people say everything's gonna be all right, or Lil Wayne can go on the mic and say, "Let it all work out," and no, you want to be happy. That part of it's that embracing the darkness and that. And again, you don't want to manifest negative things, bro. I'm not saying be down with it. Be beautiful. Appreciate the beauty that we have here in the future in this world of Babylon, dude. Dude, there's people that would be in insane asylums and we can somehow like just have put them on disability and they can like live their lives and get the right medication, and those people can find happiness living with insanity. Like, it might be a lot of work and maybe some dark times, but there's legitimate people that in the past, dude, like you just wouldn't have, like life is more like we can really value life, bro. In the future times, we get to value everybody. In the old days, it wasn't like that, bro. Human life was dark, brother. It was a fight over resources. They didn't care about your problems. But that don't mean that, the creator of this world left a lot of room for error, bro. And people are born with shit or experience shit when they're young that just don't make you normal. And that shit might be extreme where, like, motherfuckers' dopamine just don't fire right. Or maybe things, don't get handled properly and your brain goes the wrong way, dude. It can go the wrong way. And these people, that we're saving a lot of these people. These people that really, they can't function in society normally. That we somehow, within our currency and within our society system, that we have a leftover amount of funds to keep those people like in the game and having a good life, that we can say all life is something. That's a magical thing in that's close to nature. I fucks with that. uh and don't get me wrong, like, my ancestral spirit, if you start talking fighting over resources, the power grid going out, things going back to the old days, like, yeah, I would be a little excited to participate in that. I'm a sacrificial man, and I'm willing to fight for what's mine. And that spirit can be hard these days, bro. Like, shit, I had to give up on the idea of like finding my queen and my empress, because what I've learned is that when I go out there and try to meet a lot of women and I try to get some female connections, it's the energy. Like, they're taking me off my game. They're bringing my energy down, these women. And the empress is just going to bring your energy up, from the get-go. She's going to come in and she's going to see that shit. And I've met I did meet one woman like 2 years ago that I did see some really good empress qualities in. But you know what? Guess what? At that point, it was me that was in the tower, bro. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for someone with a certain power, You're witchy girls, bro. You're witchy queens. That's what I'm looking for. But no, if you spend your time in Babylon chasing the wrong things, then you're not a king no more. Does a king, all right, chasing girls around and caring about your body count as a man and like trying to sleep with a bunch of girls, that's like a king spending all his money and time in the brothel. And that's what a bad king does, bro. That's what bad kings do. They go to the brothel. A good king remains loyal to his queen and to the moral, right? You're a king. You set the moral codes for the things around you. You're the example. But what happens throughout history, bro? What do you hear about with kings and leaders? I mean, look at our leader. We don't really. America doesn't have one leader. That's ridiculous. We have like a system of people that control us. And those people have controllers themselves, and there's a greater agenda, but we don't need to get into that. Because we don't have to worry about that, because those types of thoughts can pull you out of your Babylon. And I used to live in this world of caring about the news and, oh my goodness, the world is going this way and the world is going that way. Bro, I wasn't doing things out. I wasn't going out and having fun. And when I was drunk. And when you're drunk and drinking and on drugs, that's like the low level frequencies and the demons kind of getting at you. So like, I wasn't really going out and absorbing the beautiful things of this world. You go down to the beach, bro, and you build the bonfire. Like, we got, as a man, if you want to conquer, bro, if you want to have the conquer, you got to like go out in the real world and do shit that is dope, and that, you build it and they will come. And if you got a beach around you, or even like a park that gets popping, like, you do things like build the bonfire. You build the fire, make the fire. Like, you're going to sit around on a Sunday, hungover from going out to the bar the night before, and you're going to sit there. A lot of people, single guys, they go out with the intentions of either getting laid or trying to meet a girl, blah, blah, blah. Women do it too. But now, like, think of what you're doing, though, when you do that, bro. That is not, I know, like, some men see that as a conquering thing, like, oh, the amount of women I slept with, but You're not really, you're like pestering, bro. It's a lot of pestering. Like, oh, I'm talking to all these girls because I want something. And that's not conquering, bro. Pestering women until one of them talks to you, that's ridiculous, bro. I know everybody does it and you probably don't want to hear this, but there's a reason I have the supreme confidence in the cold-blooded nature these days. I used to not be like that. I used to be the polar opposite and worry about everything. Now I don't give two shits because I'm a king in Babylon and I take advantage of the things that I have that truly uh, ignite my spirit as a human. And that's not like I couldn't even imagine, bro. Like I do the dating apps a little bit to dabble and see if I meet somebody cool, but going on the dating app and swiping and messaging with like the intent of like, oh, I want somebody to go on a date with. I just want blah blah blah. Like, no, I'm looking to connect and grow and flow on a higher level. And I'm going to let you know that from the start. And if you ain't on that, then yeah, you know, a lot of them know they ain't on it. They don't even bother. But you got to learn to be an attractant if you want that, and if that's what you're looking for, you know? If you're looking for happiness in life. And you can't, like, there's gotta not be a destination, bro. You know? You gotta go out with the intentions of just being dope and smashing. Just crush. Just go crush. That's all you gotta work is crushing in some way, somehow. If that's risen up some fine cutie on the beach, dude, and meeting somebody dope that gets your soul going and gets your heart going, then hell yeah, let that be your conquer. But I just see everybody caught in this trap, in the social media and the chase game and playing the materialistic game. Like, I want this, I want that. And you can restructure everything. You can just restructure everything at any given moment. It's your choice. I've done it multiple times in my life. I've had multiple restructures. And each time to some degree of success. Now, me in my life, it took me, 28 years to put it all together. I've now had about a full calendar year under my belt of just embodying the thuggish, ruggish bone. Where I take these hardships and maybe I still fall and falter and maybe some stupid shit where I could have just done better. But some of it's still unraveling like my brain a little bit from years and years of alcohol use, man. Like, if you boil it down to having a little bit of a DoorDash addiction and you spend some dumb money on it, because if when your brain gets spazzy, you just get Taco Bell at like 1 a.m. That's a lot fucking better than going out, relapse on alcohol, and like waking up with a STD. You feel me? Like you shouldn't. If you're in hell, you shouldn't put yourself in more hell to try to get out of hell. You need some heaven in your life, bro. Get you some heaven. And just going out and getting your social shit going without alcohol and learn how to do that, it's pretty powerful, man. It takes time and work. All these things take time and work as a man. If you want to be in king in Babylon, you have to understand this can take some work. But like, this Babylon is kind of set up that, you know, if you weigh things properly for your own life and don't compare yourself to others, I do believe it is scripted that we can have the heaven on earth if we so choose it. And again, it's not like hardship isn't coming, though. That's another part of it. Like, heaven on earth, to achieve it, is accepting that it's also hell on earth. And that when bad things happen, you know, you turn on some like 3-6 Mafia song that's sampled like Ozzy Osbourne in the background saying God is dead. Like, and the music video is like some creepy movie, nun, sacrifice, weird shit. And you just dive into that dark world like, damn, we're in a place where shit gets rough. We can feel so like we have so much and things are so beautiful, and some things can be stripped away from us at any moment. It's a hard reality to swallow. And it might take a few, dude, to actually be able to swallow that pill. Like most people, I don't know if they ever even swallow that pill. I think a lot of people go their whole ass lives without that breakthrough moment that's like, damn, like you ain't safe. At least your peace ain't safe. You can do what you do, but your peace ain't safe, and some of it does rely on the safety of others. And then you gotta depend on others that you care about to not put themselves in dangerous situations. And I don't know, have I been a little unfortunate in my life? Yeah. And I mean, I'm in the midst of dealing with something tragic like right now. Um, yeah, you know, but what did I do yesterday? I still went to the beach and built the fire. And I told my dude, like, you build this fire, like somebody's gonna come talk to you. At least it's never a zero. You might get a crowd and throw a party, but there's gonna be one person. Sure enough, you know, some milfy comes up to us, dude. You know, we get a cougar in a bikini come chatting us up, dude. You know, and sometimes it's just a little chit chat, dude. You know, that's how I be. If you wanna, you gotta put your your mindset like a hot girl. You gotta be like a hot chick, dude. You know, sometimes it's just catch and release. Hot chicks like to play games because they know that because of their beauty, they can get a lot of men just right on the hook. Right. I don't like to use the term aura. I'm more old school, like your vibe. And I just think that the I'm 29 years old, so I am getting to the point where these kids, you know, the kids these days, and I try my best to adopt the terminology. Riz, dude, I adopted the term Riz. I thought it was cringe for a while. But you know what, you guys? So I'm very confident and happy with myself in every way. Um, None of my misery that I experience on a day-to-day basis has anything to do with me or anything that I've done. I've forgiven myself for my mistakes and moved on. So part of that confidence is that, yeah, you really don't need somebody by your side. And that kind of power. And I can tell you when you get to that level, yeah, you know, um, you're just not going to feel the need to really consistently have somebody to chit chat with. But yeah, dude, it's bright. It's bright in here like my future, bro. And the sun really isn't even out. It's cloudy in here. So this brightness that you're seeing on this camera is just it's your future. It's our future. You know, if you're a king in Babylon, uh you know, the importance of fun and kind of dicking around. That's so important. Like just sticking around with the bros, dude. Like, you know, I think a lot of times some dudes get sucked into that like bar culture. But you gotta have more dicking around moments. Like I need the people like, alright, I'm cool with going out to the bar, but like, dude, if I've been there for 30 minutes and I haven't been hit on yet, I'm annoyed. And it's time to go do something fun. Like it's this 30 minutes, nobody's on it, nobody's on it. Nobody's giving me a good look. Like, I'm not, this is no, fuck this. I'm too pretty and fun for all that, dude. If somebody's not gonna jump it, then I'm gonna go jump on like a ride share scooter and have me a time. You feel me? Because there you go. You want the guy who's gonna tell you lies to try to get in your pants, or do you want the guy that is trying to do some shenanigans? Patience is a magical thing, but you can't be too patient. You can't wait around for things. If something ain't coming around, in my opinion, man, them girls that you wait around to come around, like you're kind of waiting on something, there's not going to be anything there. Like if they were gonna come, if it's everything in like threes. 3 weeks. Okay, you passed the test. Now let's get to 3 months and see where we're at. And if you're waiting on something from someone, like they ain't got no UPS hat on, unless they got UPS uniform on, then you shouldn't wait on them, cause they ain't coming. They ain't bringing you your package. You ask her, do you work for UPS or the USPS or FedEx or something? And she says no. That's that. They're not bringing you anything. So yeah, the hermit man, dude. You gotta be a hermit man for a little bit. And you can be the social hermit. A lot of my social power and balls, dude, comes from just kind of, maybe I didn't want to go out and I didn't have no friend to go out with, but I went to like a club. Not a strip club, like a actual, like where it gets popping, hella people, and I ain't even drinking, and I'm out there alone. And sometimes you keep to yourself, you smoke some cigs, and I dance, bro. I'll be there just dancing by myself. And it's cause I know, no matter, like any woman that's ever got to know me, here's where my confidence comes from, is with females, you guys. I've never left anybody worse than I found them. Maybe I did some toxic shit that ruined it. Maybe she did some toxic shit. Whatever happened, who cares on how it ended? From point A to point B, I ain't never had nobody that like didn't have improvements in their life or mindset after meeting me. Now again, maybe they end up, some of these women end up hating me, bro. But yeah, the escapism from fun and just dicking around and not participating in the dating world. I think single people, we sometimes feel like we have to participate when you don't. Like, dude, right now, I mean, I'll go out and about and do my thing, but it's just not going to be easy, you know? If I'm at the beach, I see a big butt, like, okay. If I see a heavily tattooed girl, I'm going to start getting sweaty. I'm going to think of an entire podcast worth of things to say about spirituality, and I'm going to go let it rip. And you're going to find more happiness digging into your own shit. Oh, yeah, I was talking about, that's what I wanted to say. Oh, cringe. So, I was about to say this earlier. I don't get, nothing really cringes me out. There's things that are like, okay, that's kind of dumb, but nothing, like, ew, cringe. Things that make you like, oh, that's cringy. I think that people think that because it tickles an insecurity. I really do, because I'm a completely secure man with everything. Everything. It doesn't matter. I don't care what people think of me, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, I'm pretty secure if I fucking broadcast my life on the internet. Shit. In fact, I might be over the top, like God of my own reality. Heavy duty shit. But yeah, no, I used to think shit was cringe all the time. I used to be insecure as fuck also and have social anxiety. So I'd be like, that's cringe, that's cringe. Ugh, people these days, ugh. And now I'm at the point where it's like, even like the TikTok dance. That's like, of all the things that are popular, the highest rate of people getting cringed is like TikTok dances, which have made some, millionaires from doing dances on the TikTok. And I'm just at that point where I can't beat that, so I'm just gonna have to join it. Like I can't do something. I can't start a movement that defeats TikTok dancing. So I might as well shake my own ass and learn to dance and have fun with it, right? That's why sometimes I know people think the things I say are cringe or like cringe social media posts. But a lot of it can be jealousy. Like someone sees you posting something toxic, they'll think like, "Huh, I think of funny toxic things too in my head, but I would be too afraid to share that on my social media because it's usually like, oh, I don't want the girls to think this and that." Oh my goodness. It's silly, you guys. And so then it's like, yeah, I let that spill over to the dating world and say cringe, corny shit, because that's how I am. Like, I would rather be myself and be cringe and corny until I get somebody else that's cringe and corny like me, because I'm not compromising my personality for just so I could like have a woman. I really think that's super commonplace and one of the biggest issues, and why like divorce rates are 50% and people cheat and all this shit, is really because you were desperate for connection, so you changed your personality in a way that would get you a connection. So yeah, ball out, dude. Just go be dumb. It's the best way to live life. Be a little dumb with it. If you're not going with the flow by now and taking things as they come, you're going to get hit in the balls again, and it's going to hurt. If you're not structuring your life to just figure out what you need and what you want to be, and not compared to other people, and just what you want, your vision, and make your vision board, dude. You think I don't have a vision board, bro? There's a lot of stuff. I remember when my wife said, "Get the fuck out." I remember I was doing a lot of writing. I couldn't sleep. I was trying to just figure out, like, I gotta set these goals for myself. Like, this is tough. This is a divorce. This is not good. What am I gonna have to do to make everything okay? And what is my light at the end of the tunnel? I gotta establish this so that I know what I'm striving towards. And aside from like the physical things, like maybe having a house or money and stuff like that, the vibe and energy and the experiences that I wanted to have, it all fucking happened. Even like I remember, like I want my face to look a certain way. Like I had this vision of what I would look like. And I remember like last year down the stretch when I was really having my glow up, dude, I looked in the mirror and I was like, fuck, dude. I like kind of done did it. I kind of walked it like I talked it. And now it's like, yeah, dude, I might say some ignorant things and people think it's a joke, but a lot of it I already walked. It's not hypotheticals. We don't speak in hypotheticals. There's just a lot of ways this world sets you up to suffer. So again, I don't want to be that dark guy that says, oh, I'm not. You can love and have a heart full of love and flow and grow into beautiful things and just appreciate the beauty of life. But also be on some dark shit and just kind of prepared. You don't want to prepare for the worst. You just want to be prepared in the hypothetical event that the worst can happen. And there's just a couple of things that are outside of our control. You know, we have to accept that there's things outside of our control. And even if you want to manifest and pray for these things, like, bro, unless something stupid happens, like, am I ever, am I going to be a rich man ever or anything like that? Probably not. So I'm not even going to bother putting energy to manifest that. And you just can't have you can't have a goal to be rich and operate at higher consciousness. It doesn't work like that. You can fight for your spiritual wealth. You're trying to get rich in the brain, dude. Trying to get rich in the head. And your consciousness, make it a consciousness of gold, baby. You don't need no real gold when you got a consciousness of gold, a golden consciousness. Stay golden, pony boy. What was that book about again? Pony boy didn't have enough riz or something to pull the chick. Right? You gonna hate on me? You know what I'll do to you? Look at that, bro. These haters. You know what I do to these haters? I show them a good time, bro. Say what? I don't want to fight no hater. I might seduce my haters. You feel me? I seduce the haters. That's what you want to do. You want to make love to your haters, bro. And that's another thing that's really important in life. Is your problems, you have to look at your problems as just kind of... It's like your curriculum. This is just what you got on the menu, bro. It's your menu. So your problems, it's just like a problem menu. Every day you gotta pull out what's on the menu, bro. And just, alright, I'm gonna order some solutions. Like, I'm the solutions man, what's on the agenda? Like, what problems do we have in this moment that need solved? And, like, you don't even want to worry, like, if this wasn't for this, and if I didn't have this, I could be doing this right now. Once you get into that thought pattern, you find yourself losing time. Go do some things that might pull some babes. Go down to the beach if you're a single man, sure. Do some, get a little slutty every once in a while when you need to. But the idea of keeping your energy exclusive and focused inward and the people that are already around you in your life, I'm happy with the pitches that I've gotten thrown. Even if there's not that many of them, I'm happy with my at-bats because they're good fucking at-bats. I'm Aaron Judge. It's always a good at-bat, even if I strike out. And I was taking a piss, bro. I'm telling you, I'm there, bro. I'm in a good fucking spot. I was taking a piss like, what do I want in life? Where do I want to be? And I'm just like, who fucking cares, bro? Who gives a shit? I don't know, bro. I'm gonna just do my thing and have fun. Holy shit. What a beautiful feeling. Just look yourself in the mirror like, what do I want? What does my heart really want? Like, shut the fuck up, nerd. Go cry about it, pussy. You want a girlfriend? I want a house. Sometimes I really want, that's what needs to be embraced. One thing for new viewers or anybody out there that knows me, the person I'm talking shit to, like you this, you that, is actually like the past version of myself. So like, I'm not picking on the average man. I'm really envisioning the past version of myself. I think that's an important thing to understand. Because I think that I scare a lot of people off sounding ignorant. That I'm like trying to bash you as the viewer. And really, I don't know you. You might be better than me, bro. You might be a better person than me. I don't know that. So I ain't really here to judge the one man to the next. And a lot of times it sounds like I'm talking a lot of shit on someone specific, and that specific person is me. I'm talking shit on the past version of myself. I don't know. That's a great sign of growth. When you can look back at yourself and say, "What a bitch, dude." No, just dude didn't get it. No wonder. You like bully your past self. Someone's like mean to you in public, and you're like, "Yeah, dude. You know what? 2 years ago, you're right. I am a piece of shit, and I'm stupid. You're right. You're right, dude." Hollywood, bro. That's what it is. You're just ready. You're ready for anything to come at you, bro. And you're just ready. You're trained. You take advantage of opportunities. Make the best of things. Have fun with it. Having fun with it is the most important thing. It's hilarious, bro. I'm hilarious. I just speak my mind. I'll be at a family party, nobody really can tell, but I'll be baked as hell, dog. And sometimes I know I sound stupid. I'll talk until somebody else cuts me off or stops paying attention to me. I'm like the wind it up toy, and you wind it up a few times and only want to hear it for 30 seconds, and then the thing goes for like an hour. I do this, and this, and that, and I'd really be excited for somebody to see this, and I'm waiting for somebody that connects with me like that. How often you hear that shit, brother? You gotta be the one to start saying it now. It's not, you are the one. We are the ones together. That's what conquering means. Conquering your own brain. And in Babylon, you know what, dude? You kind of just gotta conquer what you can conquer, but you gotta not fall into their traps. Aspects to life. And even consciousness itself, saying consciousness is one, I don't know. It seems to kind of be, it can be a very unique experience. It just doesn't make any sense. Oh, I don't know. Like, I've felt that vibe before. We're all one. Quantum entanglement, quantum physics, everything's a web. But the reality of the situation, and when you break it down logically, is everyone's conscious experience is pretty different from one to the next. I mean, we don't look the same. We don't, not everyone does the same thing. Like, there's so many different things in the world that you can get into that statistically speaking, you're just not going to have people that are exactly alike. There's always going to be small differences. And you'll find in life that kind of stuff is where the value lies. Where you want things, they're like, hey, look at this. You want to have all these, it's like in sales. You build the ammunition to ask for the sale. You build the value. You build all the different ways you can build value with your product. You got to earn the right. And I'm not going to walk around like I deserve this or deserve that, when logically speaking, I haven't made the right choices or been consistent in my life. And once you realize like, hey, you know what? This whole like everyone deserves that isn't true. And I can analyze my past behavior and see where I was being stupid and where that kind of shit deserved to happen to me. And that's that, I talk about that pill, bro. The responsibility pill makes shit a lot easier. Because when you start blaming others, you're trying to figure out like what to blame and how to feel. If you're just like, nah, it's my fault, I did this, I did that, you're gonna improve. And that's super positive. That was one of the things about the one girl, man. She would say things like, well, The one guy like beat her, and then she was like, "Well, he didn't really do anything." Like basically implying that like, yeah, I was a piece of shit to him, so he attacked me. It was probably deserved. Again, her words. And at first you're like, "No, baby, I'm sure that's never your fault." And then no, it would. We gotta steer the ship in the right direction. You gotta know the drill, dude. Look at the picture. You gotta know the drill. Alright. That was cool. That was good. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, keep it real. And we'll catch you next time. Peace.